Look at that big transition area where we've just come off. So we've been down here twice and the market, so down in this region, and the market doesn't want to do business there. So any shorts in here, and there's not actually that many. There's hardly any shorts. If anything, you got actual bigger players getting on the long side in there. And remember that where I'm really interested in doing business is between these two arrows. So who cares about down here? So this is worth having a poke at, isn't it? On side, just looking for continuation. And you got some recent short inventory here, and all of it is offside. So a clue for me will be, see how this order here just got pulled and this one up here got lightened. Now, if we don't reverse now, in other words, if we continue, I'll use that as a cue to add. So this is interesting, isn't it? Look at all the business being done here at 43. Lots of acceptance there. So that means some of those shorts are able to get out without too much difficulty. It's whether or not we then start to put pressure on the remaining group, because this has two effects. One is obviously we're reducing the number of shorts offside, but also you've got shorts who are not yet willing to exit and they'll probably lean on this. So what I'm looking for now is acceptance above this to see that we do in fact get some continuation. So depending on sizing, size of cushion, all that sort of stuff, there's a very strong argument here to go, well, you know what, I'll just take some money because I need the next step in the narrative to take place. All right, so now you know that we've got some shorts here leaning on this that are now going to consider covering. So that's good enough for me to try and work an order on the long side, utilizing cushion from a lower entry. Now, 45, that's where that big group of sellers starts. And they have been able to basically lock the market from moving higher. So we got through here. That was the first step. Now, how do we go with these next big group of sellers? So I'm not really seeing anything in the way the ladder's behaving to suggest that we've run out of steam right at this moment. Again, orders pulled above and the market's like it's dismissing that. Right. So getting a number of failures around here. As I said, this is where that big group of sellers commences. So that's what the holdup is. It's a big group of sellers. So they're trying to push this wall of selling. What it hasn't done is the market's not repelled though at that area, is it? It's having a good go at it. I want to be for this little area predominantly flat because we've got potentially further to go. I can leave some on that might assist with building a cushion if we were to get higher, but for the most part, I want to get flat into this area that I couldn't really classify, hence why the grey line, other than it's going to be something that leads to a reaction of sorts. We're also in the area for the sweet spot to be against the shorts. See this view down here? So up to that area to the tick, right? So I've taken out money, just talked about that. I've got a little bit left if we then shoot back up above this area where it was anticipating a reaction. So I haven't used this little push up to add or anything. For me, I just want to get above this acceptance area. So I still held a little bit just in case we move, continue. Took the bulk off up at expansion. So all this just stems from prep, and I just want to take the decision away from me having an opinion about it and put it on a statistical process-based approach. So I could make a case for longs and I couldn't make a case that was even nearly as close in terms of strength for a short. So I had this area marked in grey. To me, it's like, okay, we're going to get a reaction there, but to me, it's not a valid transition area. So while I'm seeing shorts come in here, it's cool because we're still in that sweet spot, have started to add to what was left of my other position with the benefit of understanding what areas are outdated, because who cares about this area down here? Value's on the rise. So you've got traders who are looking for a move back into this area, but they've completely overlooked. It's different this time. Value's on the way up. Back then, there was a macro shift to the downside. There's not now. It's been to the upside. And so you can start to see where traders actually put together their points of evidence that leads to them getting trapped. So we've still got shorts, not really under pressure, as I said, so no need to cover. So a push up to this area of value is what now I'm looking for. Coincides with where expansion is. So I'm trying to line up a few things, but basically that's the exit strategy. And so the reason why this pays so much more is it's not just the number of ticks that it's moved, but when you've got something that you can see as playing out to the extent that this has, it gives you the ability to add, take some, go big. And that's how you generate superior risk to reward outcomes. Because if you think about what you initially risk versus what you end up banking for it, and you compare that to, let's say you were just in a vacuum and just went, oh, I'll just take a long to here to here. and that's it. And then maybe you take a short from here to there. You know, you're missing the opportunity to actually get size on and let the market fund that size, so you're not having this, it will reward X, but my risk for it is also nearly X as well. Whereas what we're doing is we're creating a superior risk to reward outcome by being able to participate in a bigger narrative. And what we know from just the way that the market behaves is you're not going to get every trade that turns into a big paying narrative. It just doesn't happen. But you have to be at least trying to look for it to be able to grab one, right? So not everything's going to be a 10 bagger. They're the fewest type of trades. Most of the stuff is small stuff, but you have to try to find the 10 bagger. Otherwise you do not go anywhere on your account. But when is it a 10 bagger? When the market tells you it is. That's the only time it's a 10 bagger. Not the end of the day, you have no idea what the market's going to do, ever. I'm bottom of the pecking order as far as information flow goes. There's no information edge. I'm getting out up here, and my average on the current position is 12 basis points, and I've got some size on. All right, so that's the difference in trading all the little moves without the awareness of the bigger play. If I just focus on the little things, I won't get the big ones. And you have to have the bigger ones, because when you focus on the little ones, you'll have as many that lose as win. You will. And so this is not a zero-sum game. You've got a spread and a commission. You buy and sell straight away, you lose money because of the spread and the commission. There is no such thing as a zero-sum game. So you already have the odds against you. So we have to play the game in a way that allows us to have a financial outcome that's skewed in our favor. What does it look like? Take money, go back in again, take money, go back in here, and then that's me flat, which I went out and out and out and out, and there's that much business there I could get out completely at the one price. So that's very different to just grabbing this bit and that bit. All we've done is had a hypothesis, and today it's been the right one. That's it. It's not anything to do with being super clever or anything like that. It comes down to having developed a skill set and a process that has an edge.